Zoom the recording. Thank you. So we really are grateful to have James here for that talk. I'm going to go over now the rest of today's agenda and kind of walk us through where we're heading from here. I forgot to copy the link. Carly, can you copy the news story link to put it into the chat for me, please? So we're going to talk about like where we're headed from here. We are currently at the we're finishing up with the welcome agenda keynote speaker portion, and then we're going to be moving into breakout sessions 1 and 2, and I will kind of walk you through a little bit about what those are going to look like. We will have a 5-minute break immediately following this, so you'll have like 5 minutes to get to your next session, get some water, if you need to use the restroom, grab a snack, stretch. You'll have a quick break between session from this session to session 1, and another break between session 1 and session 2. I did email out the full agenda, so if you're the primary contact for your group on Involved at TU, you would have received this via email. However, the link that Carly just put in the chat, there is a news article. It's on the main page of Involved at TU that has all of the Zoom links for the rest of the sessions. So I'm going to walk us through some of the sessions, but the most important thing to note is that after breakout sessions 2 is done, there's no 5-minute break. Just come back to this main Zoom room so that we can do our closing and assessment. And then I'll talk about the Ignite round in just a second. Give me 1 second. I'm going to share just so you guys can see this. Share my apologize. I was having issues with this earlier because the Zoom thing at the top. I don't want to like close the full thing. But if you go to Involved at TU to find the rest of the schedule, it's this here, Spring 2023 Leadership Summit. You can see all of the session links down here. And then the bottom has all of the descriptions for what you can expect in those sessions. So what I'm going to kind of walk you through real quick, I'm going to do it from here instead of my slides, just so you can get a sense of the rest of the breakout sessions. This is kind of like choose your own adventure at this point, the rest of the summit. So you get to pick what do you want to learn. Keep in mind that if you're here with more than one member of your organization, you should not go to the same session. You should split up and get as much knowledge as you possibly can. And then after the summit's done, if there's, oh man, I really want to go to student org marketing, but I definitely want to also go to tips for leading an inclusive organization, we will record everything. So we will be compiling a YouTube playlist where you can revisit all of these sessions afterwards. So if there was something you didn't get to see, don't worry, we know that there's a lot of information going out. You can always watch the other ones after. All right, so I'm gonna start with the upcoming block first. So this is Tiger Stripes, student group incentives and requirements. If you are a new officer to your club, I will be doing this session in the main Zoom room right immediately following this. So if you're interested in learning about like what benefits you can receive as a student organization and answering or teaching you the basics of being a student org leader on campus, I will be running that here. Based on feedback that we'd received from some of from the things we did in the fall, here are some other session options. Especially if you've been at Tiger Stripes last semester or you know it, I would highly encourage you to go to something different. Student organization marketing will be led by Afkar, who works in our office in student activities. So if you're looking for ways to get out your organization's message or brand, she will be doing that session. We have Chill, We Got This, how to re-engage members of your student groups. So how can you build community within your group? We also have tips for leading an inclusive organization that will be done by the OIIE, co-presented by Brian and Adrian. So if you're looking, find ways you can be a more inclusive organization and be a welcoming space for members, this is a great session to pick from. And then lastly, there's this Treasurer's Workshop. I want to make a note about the Treasurer's Workshop. This workshop is here, and then it is also repeated in the second block. If your organization wishes to receive a budget for fall 2023, you must have one of your officers attend one of these 2 sessions. You don't need to go to both, it's the same thing. So pick which block you want to go to it or send your treasurer to that session so that you can get that done. It is a requirement that you must go to this if you want to receive a budget for fall 2023. After that's done, there'll be a 5-minute break, and then we have our breakout sessions 2. We have event planning 101. So for any, if you are responsible for coordinating your organization's events, or if your group does a lot of big events, this is a great session that Kelly from Student Activities is going to lead. Carly, she will be doing student organization. Oh, this is not student organization networking. I apologize. That is a typo. This is student organization retention. So I apologize. I must have copied and pasted the wrong thing in here. Carly, that's my bad. She will be doing retention in this room. And then we also will have a special presentation. And I actually want to ask Angela if you wanted to pop on real quick to talk about this session, since I think you're helping co-present this with Andrea. You got mute still.
Okay.
There you go.
Hey, everybody. It'll be presented by our hate bias coordinator, Andrea Williams, and we will be going over hate bias, freedom of expression, free speech. I'm sure most of you know that these issues have been first and foremost on our campus since last semester and beyond. And so we just kind of want to give everybody an idea of what these things mean, what constitutes bias, what the difference between a hate crime is, what's free speech, and how that may sometimes bump up against our discrimination policies and so forth. Everything is on a case-by-case basis, so we're just going to go over rights, responsibilities, things like that with you in our session. So we hope you join us.
Thanks, Angela. And then the last session for the second block of breakouts is the treasurer workshop again. So if you didn't go in the first session, you can make that up in this one if you're choosing to do that. I'm going to stop sharing this for a second and come back to the PowerPoint real quick. Oops, of course I do that. All right, so we will have, this is breakout sessions 1, breakout sessions 2. After breakout sessions 2, you will come back to this main session, okay? We will do our closing. I have a few important announcements, as well as I'm going to recap a little bit of information that I'll show you here in a second before we send you off to break. However, it is important that you come back and we will do the final assessment at that point, because we are going to use that for kind of like your sign out and to make sure you get credit for being here today. So it's very important you come back after breakout sessions 2 to finish that assessment. After that assessment, we are excited to be bringing back the Ignite round. So for those that were here last fall, this was a new idea that based on your feedback, we are bringing back this semester. So if your organization chooses to have at least one representative stay and participate in one of these high impact 30-minute workshops on one of these 3 specific topics, you will kick your semester off with earning yourself 5 Tiger points for your organization. So if you'd like to, get off on a good foot, I think we had about 70 students that participated last semester, and they said it was really helpful and that it should be brought back. So that will happen immediately following after. If you do participate in this, there's a separate assessment for the Ignite round. So we'll bring you back to the main session to do that. So that is our day for the rest of the day today. We're really excited to kind of have you now get to be the masters of your own learning. I am going to go over this in a recap when we get back. I know a lot of you that were here for last semester, you were exposed to the student organization top 10, and I will talk about parts of this during my Tiger Stripes presentation. So if you're a new officer and you haven't seen this, you will get some of that after this. But for those that are watching this on YouTube, hi YouTube, I am going to just go through my slides. So this is all the information that is in this. So if you need to pause it, if you're watching this virtually, you can pause on any of these slides and make sure you get access to this information. I will email out this PowerPoint as well, but for the sake of just making it easy for those that are watching online, I wanted to make sure this is also included, okay? All right, and with that, we are at 2:19. The breakout sessions 1 is starting at 2:25. So you have 6 minutes to grab a drink, get some water, whatever you need to do. And then please go to your next session. If you're having trouble accessing a session, please let us know here in the chat. Carly and I will be around, okay? Great. Thanks, guys.